A country's leader impacts the people. This is quite obvious, but to what extent? USA President Donald Trump, since taking charge again, has surely shaken things up. While he's going ahead with his grand plans rather doggedly, many in his own country seem to be facing the heat, particularly the athletes. Latest episode was witnessed in baseball, with the LA Dodgers and their beloved star player Shohei Ohtani being targeted by Toronto fans. Is Trump's grand plans of making America great backfiring on his own athletes? Now, the Winter Olympics and Paralympics is set to be held in Italy in February. That's close to 100 days from now. A countdown is about to begin. Now, ideally, the buzz should be just about that. The fact that all eyes will be on Italy to produce a dazzling games because the pandemic dampened the last edition of the Winter Games that was organized in Beijing. But as the 100-day countdown event in New York approaches, all talk is about a rising anti-American sentiment in the sporting world. And guess where this is coming from? It's the American athletes themselves. And then, of course, there is the added pressure of the Games, because while the USA has managed to stamp its authority and class all over the Summer Olympics, the Winter Games has been a bit of a challenge. The last Winter Games they won was way back in 1932. Add to that the expectations of making history. At 330 medals, USA sits at number 2 spot in the tally of most medals won at the Winter Olympics, only behind Norway at 405 and with Germany snapping at their heels. So there is immense pressure to perform, but that's not what's topmost on the minds of these athletes. It's the worry that there will be hostility when they travel for the Games. That's the wave of anti-American sentiment. And will that be too overwhelming and possibly crushing?
We have gotten questions from athletes who are wondering how they're going to be received. They certainly are conscious of how they might be perceived, and we are conscious of trying to help them feel really comfortable.
Imagine that when we talk of athletes in the US, we invariably picture champions, unbothered, unflinching, powering through one performance after the other and raking up all the medals, discarding competition and opponents like they didn't matter. That's not the America we are seeing, though, now. That statement doesn't say so. And that's because of one man alone. Let's come to the latest episode here. During the World Series Game 1 between LA Dodgers and Toronto Blue Jays some days ago, LA star Shohei Ohtani was welcomed by loud boos and chants of "We don't need you." But the taunts continued even earlier today in Game 4, and more so with the series now tied. Of course, it was also a direct response to Ohtani snubbing the Jays and going over to the Dodgers instead. But that was way back in 2023. What's obviously behind this animosity is also clearly US President Donald Trump and his not-so-subtle dig at making Canada the 51st state. Take the Ice Hockey Four-Nation tournament. The undertones of that clash recently was Trump threatening to do exactly this. Fans across the two countries were on tenterhooks, booing the opposition, jeering the national anthems. It had become a do-or-die battle, with the heads of state getting intensely involved. And that's just the tip of it all. Trump's rigorous tariff plans, the visa and travel sanctions have all managed to impact the psyche of his own athletes, who are facing heat for the war he started and are worried that these seemingly isolated incidents across baseball, across ice hockey, could actually translate to a more concerted and unified sentiment against them. And what better than an Olympics event to really witness the hostility unfold? Has Trump, in his quest to stamp his own authority, create his own impact the world over, failed to realize what repercussions that might have on his own athletes? Let's not forget there are big events coming along where USA plays host, events that need to be a success to validate Trump's charge and ambitions. And the people he will need on his side will most certainly have to be the sportspersons of his own country first.
Want the facts?
The latest developments?
News that gets straight to the point.
Well, we've got all three just for you. This is Firstpost Live, a brand new show, your window into what really matters.
Don't miss it.